And speaking of dopamine, would you be willing to share any research or stats or information that you came across or you've come across that, the layman might not know or have looked for or have access to, just so we can create a foundation for the conversation. And then from there, we'll go in a little bit more, we'll take it a little bit more personal.
Sure. And I'll preface this by saying I'm not a scientist. I've got some great articles and some great research if you guys are maybe more interested in the scientific side of things, which I'd be happy to share with you, Ashley, or here in the group, whatever would be the most supportive. But yeah, essentially the biggest, I think, chemical that we see associated with this is dopamine. So when we are searching for pornography, we're looking at porn, we're getting this big dopamine hit. And this dopamine floods the brain, it floods the dopamine receptors. And what the brain actually does in response, because it's getting overwhelmed with dopamine, it actually down regulates and it kind of mutes everything out, which is oftentimes why after a porn binge or after looking at porn, you feel kind of tired, kind of depleted. And what often happens is because we're going on this dopamine binge, so to speak, right? We deplete ourselves of dopamine, which is like the feel-good chemical, and it's actually a chemical that is correlated to willpower and to motivation. We lack the ability to focus oftentimes and to really get things done. And what's really tricky about it is because the brain is now muted, right, and it's kind of in this tired state, and now the brain's looking for more dopamine. We get into this cycle of just needing more of the same to kind of to feel good or to feel stimulated, which is also why we end up viewing stuff, gentlemen, for those that can relate, stuff that might feel risque or stuff that maybe doesn't really align with what we might truly actually want for ourselves, because we need that next hit more and more and more.